Hey, Chrissy. Is little Finsley asleep already?
Hey, Hank. I just got Finsley off to sleep a few minutes ago. I'm lucky.
Ah, you kidding me? I was really hoping I could do a video call with him. We haven't spoken at all since I left for my business trip. I miss seeing that kid's face and hearing that cheeky little laugh of his. I guess it can't be helped if he's asleep. Rest is important when they're that age.
Right. I feel you, honey. You've been gone almost 2 weeks now. This business trip is a lot longer than the ones they usually send you on, huh? Can't you come home for the weekend or something?
I'm so busy with work right now, sweetie. We were supposed to be getting days off so we can go out and explore the city, but I've ended up working every single day so far. I'm pretty sure coming home for a whole weekend is going to be out of the question.
I see. That's a shame. I wish me and Finsley could come over and see you, but it's so far I don't think it's feasible. It sucks, but it's not really the kind of distance we can make.
Right. Finsley's still in elementary school. That kind of upheaval is the last thing he needs. You'd have to spend 6 hours on a plane to get all the way up here. And sitting still for 6 whole hours is the last thing our boy's capable of. He struggles to keep quiet for 30 minutes, let alone a whopper flight like that. I can only imagine how he'd torture you and everyone else on the plane.
No kidding. The thought of flying with him on my own is actually terrifying. It's not ideal, but I guess he's just gonna have to accept not being able to see his daddy until your work calms down.
Right. I'll have to just tough it out too.
Sorry, honey. Give me a call when your work settles down, okay? If Finsley's awake at the time, I'll make sure you finally get to speak to him.
Yeah, when work settles down. I did get off a little earlier than expected today, but he was already asleep. To be honest, I do think days like this might be the exception though. We normally do overtime.
Sounds rough. What's life like for you there? Have you settled into a routine yet? Are you eating properly?
I'm eating. I haven't had anything other than convenience store sandwiches since I got here, but I am at least eating. God, I can't tell you how much I miss your home-cooked food, babe.
How long do you have left? It's about 2 weeks now, right? Do your best to hold out until then. And when you get back, I'll treat you to the biggest, most delicious feast of your life.
Now there's an offer I can't refuse. Yeehaw. I can't wait to play with Finsley when I get back. Why don't you ask him if there's anywhere he wants us all to go as a family when I do? We should celebrate the occasion by going on a little vacation.
Sure thing, babe. I'll,
Huh? Chrissy? You just sent me a half-finished message.
Oh, sorry. We were talking about going on vacation with Finsley, right? I'll ask him.
Great, but what's up? Did something happen? Your message randomly cut off.
Oh, it's nothing. My phone's just been playing up lately is all. My battery randomly went down out of nowhere, and the message got sent before I was done writing it.
Yeah, that definitely ain't normal. Shouldn't you take it in for repair? The thought of not being able to contact you while I'm on business is a little scary.
Yeah, I do plan on taking it into the shop. There's a guy who does phone repairs at the market down on Peep Street. But I don't have the time right now. I have a bunch of stuff on my plate, and I'm crazy busy. So don't be worried if you get any more weird messages like that, since it'll probably carry on doing it every now and then. Sorry, honey.
All right, but you really should get it out for repair as soon as possible. I can handle having a few messages cut off now and then, but if it gets worse and we can't communicate, we really will be in trouble. Besides, you know how easy it is to put things off.
Yep, I know, babe. Anyway, I have to be up early in the morning. I'm gonna finish up with the housework and go to bed.
All right. I'm up early for work tomorrow myself, so I think I'll hit the hay too. I'm counting on you to look after Finsley for a little while longer.
You got it. Look after yourself, Hank.
Hey, Hank. I'm so sorry to message you out of the blue like this. But do you know if Chrissy's at home today?
Huh? What's this all about? I'm away on business right now, so I couldn't tell you whether Chrissy's at home or not. Why? What's wrong? Did something happen?
Well, you see, the thing is, little Finsley showed up on our doorstep, crying his eyes out. On his own.
On his own? But your house is like 2 hours away, Mom.
I know. Believe me, dear, I was surprised too. I tried asking Finsley what happened, but he was crying so hysterically he barely seemed capable of speaking. I left him on the sofa watching his cartoons with a bowl of ice cream for the time being. But he doesn't seem interested in either. I tried calling Chrissy, but it looks like her phone switched off.
Ah, God damn it. She told me about this yesterday. Apparently her phone's been playing up lately. If her phone's off, it might be pointless, but I have to at least try getting through to her.
Really? Oh dear, what on earth should we do, son? This is all highly unusual. Didn't you have a landline phone at your house?
Nope, we haven't had one for years now. Hey, you said Finsley was crying, right? He's not hurt or anything, is he?
No, I don't think so. He didn't seem hurt when I checked him over on the sofa. But he was wearing his school uniform and backpack when he got here. So I think there's a chance he came straight to my house from school.
Is he showing any signs of calming down yet?
He's still crying his eyes out, the poor thing. He doesn't seem interested in either his ice cream or his cartoons, which is highly unusual given how obsessed with them both he usually is. I even tried giving him some of his favorite candy, but he seemed totally uninterested. Something must be very wrong for him to be this upset. I'm worried, Hank, and I don't have any idea what's going on. I can't even get a word out of him.
I guess all we can do is wait for him to calm down. For the time being, would you mind looking after Finsley there until I manage to get through to Chrissy? There has to be some way I can make contact with her.
Of course I'll look after him, dear. I wonder if she's out. Is that what she normally does around this time?
No, she's usually at home to cook Finsley's dinner when he gets back from school. I'm gonna contact the school and tell them to tell Chrissy to make her way over to your place if they hear anything from her. Can you believe her phone would break at a time like this? You couldn't make this stuff up.
I know it's unbelievable, Hank. It really is. But I suppose it can't be helped. By the way, are you free right now? If you wouldn't mind, I'd like it if you could try and speak to Finsley on the phone. Who knows? He might cheer up when he sees you.
Good idea, all right? I'll call you. Let me just go tell my boss I'll be away for a few. Hold on, okay?
Okay, dear. I hope your boss shows some consideration towards your circumstances.
It's fine. My boss ain't a hard ass or anything. He's actually a pretty cool guy. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right? I'll call as soon as I can. Let Finsley know he can finally see his dad again.
I'm so sorry to message you while you're at work, honey. Reply as soon as you get this.
What happened? Wait a sec. Is your phone fixed now?
This isn't the time for that. I just went out to the store for 5 minutes, and when I got home, our son was gone. Hank, what should I do? Should I call the cops?
Take a chill pill. There's no need to call the cops.
But Finsley's missing. How can he be so relaxed at a time like this?
Our son's been at my mom's house for the last 2 days. Why would I be worried?
Huh? Finsley's at your mom's house? But why?
Why? I'm pretty sure I'm the one who should be asking why. So go on, Chrissy. Tell me why. You just said he disappeared while you were at the store. Were you at the store for 2 whole days? While leaving your elementary-age son home alone?
No, it wasn't like that. Wait a second, explain yourself. What do you mean Finsley's at your mom's? Why the hell would he be there? I haven't heard anything about this.
Don't change the subject because answering my question is inconvenient for you. Finsley made his way to my mom's house. After school, all on his own. But that was 2 days ago. Are you seriously telling me you didn't notice our son was missing for 2 whole days?
Stop lying. There's no way I'd leave our son alone for 2 days. What kind of mother do you take me for?
I'm not lying. If you're not going to come clean, then I'll have to tell you. Finsley told me everything. You're delusional if you think you can pull the wool over my eyes after what you did.
What I did? What do you mean what I did? I have no idea what you're talking about. Stop this. Stop it right now. I don't know what that boy told you, but do you actually think I'm capable of doing something like that?
Something like that? That's funny. I didn't actually say anything specific, did I? Something like what? Chrissy? Did you mean prioritizing the guy you're cheating on me with over your own son, by any chance?
No, I didn't do anything like that. I don't know what you mean. You do know Finsley's still in elementary school, don't you? If he told you the sky was green, would you believe him? I can't believe you think your 6-year-old son is more credible than your own frickin' wife.
All right, so answer me this. Why was Finsley on his own for 2 days straight? If it's just like you say, Finsley is an elementary school kid. It hardly takes a genius to imagine what could happen when you leave a kid that young completely on his own for 2 days straight. There's no way you didn't know what you were doing was wrong. Come on, Chrissy, are you going to answer me or what? Or is this the part where you bullshit me about your phone being broken again? Or is it that you just have nothing to say because you know you're cornered?
How exactly do you go from Finsley was on his own to my wife's cheating on me? I've never heard anything so ridiculous in my life. I mean, seriously. I never had you down as being the paranoid type, Hank. I think all this work lately might be making you go a little crazy. How about going for a walk to clear your head?
Don't you dare try to gaslight me, you two-timing whore bag. I heard all about how you were with your lover the whole time ever since I left on my business trip. You even invited him over the house. Finsley told me everything. He told me about how you kept going out with lover boy for days at a time, each time getting longer and longer, before eventually you just didn't come back.
No, he was just a friend. Finsley doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. All we did was go for a few drinks together. Or is that a crime in your book too? Should a stay-at-home housewives literally stay at home all the time in your Stone Age view of the world? Okay, so maybe I went for a few beers with a friend. Shoot me.
Even if he's just your friend, it still wouldn't be acceptable to leave a 6-year-old kid on his own. Are you seriously telling me you repeatedly left our son on his own for days at a time to go out and get drunk?
Repeatedly? No. It only happened that one time 2 days ago, and only because I lost track of time.
Reading your pathetic excuses is making me want to throw up. I'm sick of you, and I've had enough.
Please, wait. Just hear me out for God's sake, Hank. I'm not cheating on you, I swear. I'm begging you to believe me.
I just got done handing over the shift at work. I'm heading home now. If you're serious about saving this relationship, then I suggest you come clean about the affair.
You're coming home? Now?
My son turned up on my mom's doorstep crying his eyes out because of you. Do you seriously think I can focus on my work in a situation like this? Let me make this crystal clear. You will not try and worm your way out of this by telling more lies. I want to hear a damn good reason as to why you thought it was acceptable to leave our son on his own in that house. If you don't have one, I have no intention of forgiving you.
Hank, please. Is this really necessary? Do we really have to get a divorce?
Why would you even ask me that after all this time? That's what I told you yesterday, isn't it? I'd have to be the most insane man on the planet to stay married to you for a second longer than I have to.
But I did what you asked. I admitted I was cheating. I thought we still had a chance if I owned up to what I did. How can you demand a divorce like this even though I played ball? You're horrible. I'm sorry about the affair. Please, just give me one more chance.
Didn't I tell you yesterday? I have no intention of forgiving you. No intention. Besides, isn't there something far more important than the affair you should be apologizing for first? How can you not understand that?
Apologize? For what? I apologized countless times for the affair yesterday. Do you want me to apologize some more? Because I will. I'll apologize 10 trillion times if that's what it takes to save this marriage.
Oh my God, you genuinely don't have any idea what I'm getting at, do you? It's not me you need to apologize to. It's our son. Do you have any idea how much your selfish, despicable behavior hurt that boy?
But Finsley wasn't there yesterday, so I couldn't apologize to him.
So what? If you're genuinely sorry about what you did to him, you would have at least apologized to him over the phone by now.
Sure, I guess I can do that.
But what was the first thing you did yesterday when I confronted you? You tried desperately to convince me that you weren't cheating, with lies, lies, and more lies. The only reason you ended up apologizing to me in the end was because you realized your lies weren't going to wash. You haven't shown an ounce of sympathy towards our son. Nothing. You have no right to call yourself a mother.
But still, don't you think divorce is a little drastic? Sure, I might have messed up this time, but I worked so hard as a mother and a wife until now. Surely that counts for something, right, babe?
You worked hard until now. Bullshit. You just did your best to make it look like you were. I feel like a portion of the blame lies with me, you know? I feel like the world's biggest moron for never noticing what you were really like this whole time. But you're a unique category of low-life scumbag.
Oh my God, Hank, stop it. Just stop it already. Why do you have to act like I'm the bad guy here? Isn't this a little unfair? What choice did I have? I was so busy and stressed with Finsley and the housework all the time that I felt like I was losing myself, forgetting who I was.
So you cheated on me?
Is it really the end of the world? I was a full-time mother and a stay-at-home housewife. It's hardly a surprise that I needed to let my hair down every once in a while. Are you seriously saying you can't find it in your heart to forgive me for that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with letting your hair down. The problem is that what you did far exceeds that.
What exactly did I do that was wrong?
You said it yourself. Finsley's still a little kid in elementary school.
So what?
You wanted to let your hair down. You worked so hard until now. What's your goddamn point? You think working hard gives you a license to abandon your son? You think it gives you a license to prioritize your goddamn lover over your own child?
Like I told you, I was tired of being a mom. I was at my wit's end, Hank. Do you know how hard it is to be a mother?
No, I don't. And I never claimed to, nor do I deny that it must be a very stressful job. But just because being a mother is stressful doesn't mean that you can just stop as soon as you get tired of it. You had no right to neglect our son like that.
It's not like I did it because I wanted to neglect him. I left him some food in the fridge, and I told him to make sure to lock the doors at night.
So what? You want a medal? None of that justifies leaving him on his own for 2 freaking days. If you lack the self-awareness to realize, allow me to tell you, you lost the right to call yourself a mother the moment you abandoned our son. You neglected him in favor of the guy you were cheating on me with.
No, please. I was just de-stressing, decompressing. I was never serious about him.
What kind of mother decompresses by subjecting her own son to extreme emotional trauma? You destroyed our family irreparably beyond all recognition to satisfy your seedy, selfish desires.
Do you really mean it, Hank? Are you really going to divorce me over this? Surely you can find it in your heart to give me one last chance.
A family can't be repaired as easily as a smartphone. There are no such thing as second chances in broken families. I want you to do one last thing for me and your son before we part ways forever. I want you to take responsibility for destroying our family. After that, I filed for a divorce, and with that, the proceedings began. I filed for compensation using the chat logs of Chrissy, admitting to the affair as evidence. After abandoning Finsley, she was deemed unfit to look after him due to posing a danger to his well-being, which means I won full custody. Chrissy's relationship with her lover fell apart as soon as the divorce was finalized. I guess they were never that serious with each other to begin with. I take some satisfaction in knowing that my demands for compensation from both of them were ultimately what led to them breaking up. But on the other hand, it fills me with disgust to think that Chrissy abandoned our son to be with a guy who cared so little for her that he jumped ship at the first sign of trouble. Actually, the thought of it makes me feel kind of miserable. That said, when I think about the whole thing ultimately drove them to their emotional and financial breaking points, I feel a little better. Me and Finsley moved in with my parents after the divorce. I started turning down the business trips I'd been going on a few times a year so I could spend quality time with my son. I was worried he might still be shaken up and upset about being separated from his mom, but he got used to life without her surprisingly. I'm not sure if it's because he resented her for the stress she caused him when she left him on his own, but in any case, he's happy, and that means I'm happy. I'm sure he's gonna grow both physically and mentally at an unbelievable pace from here on out. As for my part, I'm gonna do my best to make sure that being raised by a single dad never acts as a detriment to him, by doing everything in my power to ensure he has all the love, care, and guidance that he needs.